Man, it's already warm this morning and it's gonna be a hot one today. We got weeds to mow and sheep to move, so let's get going. Hey fellas, good morning. You hear those alfalfa pellets, don't you? Man, you guys hardly touched your hay, if at all. That's great. That's the same hay I gave them yesterday, and they hardly touched it, which leads me to believe they're getting everything they need off this paddock, which is awesome, plus supplemented with the alfalfa pellets, of course. What's up, little guy? You doing okay, buddy? You eat up on that alfalfa. The plan for this morning is to mow out some of these weeds of concern here and put up another paddock for the sheep to move into. My dad's coming over sometime this morning bringing his ride-on mower, so hopefully we can clear out some of these larger patches. It's been difficult transitioning from our old life to this new life here, sacrificing some of our modern conveniences and downsizing dramatically. But one blessing in all of this has been that we have had an extremely mild summer. It's been cool and we've had a lot of rain. The mild temperatures have certainly made things a lot easier on us. It looks like this week is going to be a hot one. We don't have central AC, so we went out and bought a window unit. So I have a big patch of the orange hawkweed right here and another big patch right here. And back in this region here is a good patch of grass that only has a little bit of hawkweed in it. So I'll clean this area up here by hand. We'll mow this patch here and mow this patch over here. I'll also take care of this whole area behind me, which is loaded with hawk and knapweed, just to get it ready for future paddocks. There are a couple different options I have for setups with the infrastructure in the rotational grazing model. Originally, my plan was to use the portable electric fence to build these little paddocks and keep moving them, and with them I would move their water and a shelter with each paddock, which would require me to build a mobile shelter and probably get a smaller watering trough as well. Essentially, what I've been doing with the last two paddocks, though, is having a home base for them and a laneway system, so they can go from their paddocks, eat the fresh grass, and come back to a stationary site where their shelter and water are. There's two advantages to doing it that way. One advantage is that it actually benefits the health of the sheep. If they're out on pasture and they have to walk a couple hundred feet back to their watering hole or to get shelter, and they're going to do that a few times a day, they're getting a lot more exercise than they would if they were just out in their paddock. The exercise, just like for humans, is good for them. The other benefit is for me. I'm not going to have to rig up a new shelter and move it. I'm not going to have to be lugging around a water trough. Probably from where I'm standing to the edge of the road, it's probably around 250 feet, so I'm going to need some additional fencing to create this laneway for them. Thanks for driving me, little buddy. And now we mow. It's hot, but I got some mowing done. So I got the bad patches of hawkweed and knapweed through here. This is gonna be their next paddock. I left as much grass as I could through there. And the same for right here. And I got this whole field out here. And you can see where I left off here. I was running out of time and the mower was about out of gas. I figured it was a good place to stop. But you can just see how riddled this is. All this purple flower in here, knapweed. And pretty much this whole field here was just one huge thicket of knapweed interspersed with hawkweed. Whew. Man guys, I just spent quite a bit of time breaking down the old paddock and trying to set up a new one. And I had this brilliant plan in my head. Beautiful. But it's just not translating to reality. I lured the sheep in the corral with their little feeding trough. This is where they just were, right in here. And I just set up the next paddock up here. My plan was to have a laneway right here, use the second fence to extend to there, and then come out that way just to build a little laneway for them right through here. And then I went to set up the second fence, and it occurred to me I can't run the fence from there to there and have an opening and have it come around and go out there and have it end again. There's only one opening on the fence for the two ends to come together, and I just need a second opening, so I need to get some more fencing.